We're here tonight to celebrate the career of a brilliant young man. Comedian, actor, artist, magician, and some would say a smooth, pimped-out player from the streets that knows how to get his.
Just make it clap.
Please welcome.
I want you to check this guy out. He's very, very funny. He's from Washington, D.C.
And the Grammy goes to...
So I bring to you now Dave Chappelle, written by Dave Chappelle.
Thank you, guys. Have a seat, feel comfortable, relax.
All right, everybody, have a seat, man. Let's all relax. Thanks for coming back.
Since you guys have been so good to me tonight, I feel like I owe you no less. This next piece is about the real Dave Chappelle. It's personal. It's actually very personal, but here it is. That was around midnight I was playing. That's a Thelonious Monk song. One of my favorite musicians, because his timing was so ill. Every comedian is a stickler for timing, and Thelonious Monk was off time, yet perfectly on time. You should study it. You're an aspiring comedian or an aspiring musician, you should study it.
Well, right now what we're gonna do is go back, all right? Back in the day now.
I was going through a real tough time, man, like just readjusting. And my mom bought me this Time magazine with Bill Cosby on the cover, Cosby Inc. Me and the guy had a lot of stuff in common, like some of the quotes he would say. And I just remember, like after reading that stuff, I put it down and it was like, I'm gonna be a comedian. Every time there's a black celebrity in trouble, Neil's of the belief that I never think he's guilty. And the reason he thinks that is because I never think they're guilty. It's just how I roll, man.
At first, I didn't believe it. I was like, man, these people are obviously trying to destroy Dr. Cosby's rich legacy.
When Cosby got sentenced, Chappelle and Rock called me back to back. Like, both of them fucking legitimately sad. I felt bad for them.
I was explaining to some of my younger family members, you know, like who he was at one point juxtaposed to what's happening now. So it's astounding and it's sad.
Obviously, Bill Cosby was a hero to me. And she doesn't know what it feels like to think that your hero might have done something so heinous.
All my heroes is either murdered by the government or registered sex offenders.
My white friend would probably be like, oh my God, Dave, look, there's George Washington. It's the father of this great nation. I'm gonna go shake his hand. I'd be on the other side like, run, nigga, George Washington.
It's tough to see your heroes fall, let alone be a villain.
You like him because he wrote the Declaration of Independence and all that shit. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal. Go get me a sandwich, nigger, or I'll kill you. Liberty, justice for all. This is my impression of the founding fathers of America when the Constitution was being written. Hurry up and finish that Constitution, nigger. I'm trying to get some sleep. How many white people does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know, Dave. How many?
None. Because they'll get a nigga to do it for them. Carry on. Oh, that's right. Now, you know how comedy is, right? You always talk about whatever is close to your mind. Just like the Trick Whitey Man joke is just something that's painful to me that you just try to make funny. Drugs and alcohol have ruined my life.
We started talking about variety shows. We wanted to do something that was real personal. It was just, I don't know, it was just, the word personal kept coming up.
I started doing drugs when I was little, just like you, Cole.
I grew up in the crack epidemic. I tell jokes about it.
I left D.C. in the 80s. It was not like this in the 80s.
It was like a crack bomb had gone off. Like DC during the crack epidemic was probably one of the worst cities in America. Everybody I knew sold cracks. Only God knows how many people were smoking crack. That made a real big impression on me.
I seen one crackhead trying to break into somebody's car, man, and it struck a chord with me. I tried to stop him. I said, hey! And he looked back and saw me and said, oh, keep an eye out. I said, nigga, that was me that said that. I'm not trying to help you. I want this shit to stop.
And now there's an opioid epidemic. Are they treating the opioid epidemic the way that they treated the crack epidemic? No, this is a national health emergency. When we were coming up, we were policed by the National Guard, addicts were criminals.
Don't you think it was like a little suspicious? Just a little suspicious?
every dead black person the police find has crack sprinkled on them. I mean, come on, man.
These white folks look exactly like us during the crack epidemic.
So now that your community is getting destroyed, it's a whole nother ball game. It's a huge window of empathy.
Tyrone, you know I love you, but I feel like drugs is hurting you, and they're hurting me.
What's happening, lady? Y'all want to party with us? Oh, nigga, that's a dude.
Here we go. Here comes the deep water.
This is fucked up. I shouldn't even say this fucked.
It's not politically correct to say these things.
I'm gonna say something that I'm not allowed to say.
I know it sounds fucked up. I'm not supposed to say that.
Nigga, I'm gonna get canceled for the show.
I don't think people pay money to see a guy speak precisely and carefully.
Motherfucker, you have a responsibility to speak recklessly.
He's a comedian who's kind of trying to jab the lion, you know, who's trying to test the waters.
Way back on the second episode, I did this piece about a crack addict coming to a drug awareness week at a school. I got a lot of complaints about it. I got a lot of letters about it. A lot of people said I was insensitive, so I brought him back again to the show.
If you say to a comedian, you can't do this, I guarantee you they will immediately do it.
Tonight's musical guests, two of Chicago's finest MCs. Give it up for Common and Kanye West.
I walked in the crib, got 2 kids and my baby mama late.
Comedians and musicians were like this. Every comic wants to be a musician. Every musician thinks they're funny. It's a very strange relationship that we have.
All these people, what we all have in common, I think we all have a very personal message that they try to get across.
First of all, you know, Kanye is an artist, man. Yeah. And he's a genius.
I've known Dave for a long time. He's a genius. He's a real comedy genius.
I think that the angle he's seeing things from is about division that he sees.
And all this shit they talk about on the news about how divided the nation is.
I love him. I support him. I buy his album.
And if you at home watching this shit on Netflix, remember, bitch, you clicked on my face.
I don't have to agree with everything that he says. I just trust him as a person of intent. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he shouldn't say all that shit. But I, for one, find solace in the arts. I don't have to agree with all the art I consume, but it helps me understand how I actually feel about it.
At 19, the champion is the youngest comedian to ever appear on Star Search. He's from Washington, D.C. Here's Dave Chappelle.
Thank you. Hey, thank you guys very much. When I'm on stage, I get real happy up there. Like maybe that's the only time in my adult life that I feel like myself. You're standing up there, you know what I mean? Like a gladiator, and them lights is on you, and you look down, and everyone's looking up at you like, and it's just all these smiles around you, and they get dressed, and they put perfume on and stuff, and they're going to see your show. It's the best feeling, man. I love stand-up.
That's why I love my art form, because I understand every practitioner of it. Whether I agree with them or not, I know where they're coming from. They want to be heard. They got something to say. There's something they notice. They just want to be understood. Love this genre. It saved my life. These people are at least as influential to me as my family. We fight and we fuss and we are jealous of each other and we get mad at each other, but my life wouldn't have been what it was without each and every one of them, and I consider them my family.
Those will always be my niggas, because I grew up with them. It was way bigger than hip-hop. That's just like, kind of like, that was our work. Those my niggas right there. I grew up with them since we was like this, so nothing never come between that, you know what I'm saying?
And if you're watching this, I appreciate that gesture, and I want you to know, fuck everybody, Dave Chappelle understands.
It's always a really gratifying experience making these videos that take a more documentarian look at a single artist. Whether it's Chappelle, Quentin Tarantino, or Bo Burnham, delving into an artist's body of work always provides a window into their soul. It's also why I love Dan Dan Liu's class, creating a modern cinematic documentary with soul. It's an invaluable guide to crafting a story out of someone's life experience. For me, it alone made my Skillshare membership worth it. Skillshare's catalog of thousands of classes in film, business, technology, and more make being a member a no-brainer, no matter what your interests are. But see for yourself. Right now you can get 2 months of Skillshare for free with our link. Click the link in the description and get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. Plus, it helps us too at no cost to you. And as always, thanks to our patrons who make this channel possible. Thanks for watching.